Hey everyone, this video brings some bleak news about the Halo franchise, as well as some discussion about the future of the Halo IP. It was announced earlier this week that there were layoffs across the entire Microsoft company, and it seems that 343 Industries has been hit particularly hard with these layoffs, including one of the studio heads, Joe Staten, is leaving to rejoin Xbox Publishing. Joe joined 343 in 2020 to help, more or less finish and get Halo Infinite across the finish line and get it released. I'm unsure if he's leaving due to these layoffs or if this is because he wants to rejoin Xbox Publishing or if he feels that his work has been done. Nonetheless, there are a lot of other roles impacted at 343, and there's been quite a few people sharing the news that they have been laid off on Twitter. Other areas across Microsoft were impacted as well. It wasn't necessarily just strictly gaming-related jobs that were impacted. There were, in terms of gaming, Bethesda was impacted with some layoffs, as well as the Microsoft Edge, the HoloLens, and some marketing roles as well from what we know so far. In terms of this video, though, I wanted to comment and speculate my opinions on, is Halo really done for? Like, what's going to change for Halo in the future? I feel like, and I think a lot of people in the community share this sort of opinion, is that I don't think Halo can get much worse than what it currently is. And I don't know if that is kind of shown through these layoffs, that 343 just isn't been connecting with their audience, and maybe that's why the layoffs have been impacted. We do know that a lot of times for game studios to finish their games, they really bulk up in headcount, and then once the game releases, a lot of people either leave the company to join other studios or they're contractors and their contract is over. But I really can't speak to why or how these roles got impacted through these layoffs and if that relates to the performance of sales of Halo Infinite. However, I think we should look at 343's track record and their releases, going in order of what 343 has released since they were created. They initially launched with Halo Waypoint on the Xbox 360, then they did some Halo Reach DLC. They released Halo 1 Combat Evolved Anniversary, which included a Reach Anniversary game mode where you could play on Halo 1 multiplayer maps on Halo Reach. Then we saw the release of Halo 4, then the release of Halo Spartan Assault, Spartan Strike, Halo Master Chief Collection, which included Halo 2 Anniversary, Halo 5, and Halo Infinite. 343 also managed Halo Wars 2 after Creative Assembly had finished releasing all the DLC. I don't need to kind of go over that. If you're familiar with my channel, you know my opinions on that. And in terms for Halo Wars 1 Definitive Edition, 343 actually hired a Ghost Studio to port that game. 343 did not do Halo Wars 1 Definitive Edition. And I think if you're a hardcore Halo fan and you've really been involved in a lot of these titles, you could arguably say that almost each and every one of the titles 343 had released over their tenure had divided fans in some sort of way. However, the point of this video that I really want to make is Halo really done for? Should Halo go to a hibernation state, if you will? Have it be some sort of thing like Doom, where it goes away for quite a while, and then you really bring it back with a strong reboot that's not only true to its roots, but also trailblazing some new ground there. And I think with my opinion on this, I'd like to take a little bit of a different approach. Instead of having Halo just go away, having 343 work on something else in the Xbox portfolio. I think instead we should have 343 no longer be the exclusive holder of Halo. I don't think that makes a whole lot of sense with the amount of studios that Xbox and Microsoft own right now. I do think there's a lot of potential for some of the Bethesda studios to make Halo titles. Sure, let 343 continue to make their own Halo FPS titles and continue the mainline Halo series, but why can't we have, say, for instance, Bethesda make some sort of Halo RPG? I know that'll take, 20 years for that to come out, but I think just in theory that sounds really cool. Or maybe the Coalition make a really gritty third-person action cover shooter for Halo. Maybe ZeniMax Online, the guys that do Elder Scrolls Online, make some sort of Halo MMO. I think the list just kind of goes on and on with the studios. and the skill sets that a lot of these other studios in the Xbox portfolio have, and let them take a swing at the Halo IP. I do know the Xbox and Activision acquisition is kind of in the air at the moment, but let's just say that deal closes. What do you think the potential could be for some of the Activision studios, particularly those that work on Call of Duty, to make a Halo FPS title? I mean, don't you think that you could arguably say, in a perfect scenario, that a Call of Duty studio could potentially make a better Halo FPS than 343? I'm not sure. I would arguably say yes, but that remains to be seen. I think there just is a lot of potential out there for Halo to be experimenting with other studios and other genres. We see how great Halo is as an RTS. We also see how great Halo is as a top-down shooter with the Spartan Assault and Spartan Strike. Those games are actually pretty beloved by fans. So what are the other potentials for Halo? I'd love to see Halo go into new genres and expand this universe to where it not only doesn't focus on Master Chief, it focuses on something else. Maybe that could be a Halo Wars 3. Maybe that could be a horror game focusing on the Flood. Maybe a game on the Harvest conflict prior to the events of Halo 1. I don't know. It just sounds really cool that there's a lot of potential out there for Halo to be experimented with other studios and teams. I think if that is not a potential, if Xbox doesn't want other studios to mess with the Halo IP, I'm unsure what the future of Halo holds. Are we going to wait another 6 or 7 years for the sequel to Halo Infinite come out and us to be ultimately disappointed again? Will there be titles in between Halo Infinite and the next Halo game that will, kind of hold us over, if you will, as Halo Wars 2 did in between Halo 5 and Halo Infinite? I'm not really so sure. What I don't want is to see Halo turn into a fully multiplayer suite. I know there's rumors of a Halo Battle Royale coming out, and quite honestly, I don't think that is really what Halo needs. I don't think that's really what Halo is. I think that there's better titles on the market that really fit that genre, particularly Apex Legends. I think it's probably the best Battle Royale on the market right now. I think there's just too much competition for an exclusive Battle Royale to one platform to go up against Fortnite, Apex Legends, and Warzone. Those are 3 really big games. Will Halo succeed by getting into this? I think at that point it'd be a crowded space. I'm not so sure. I think really what serves Halo the best is its campaign and its storytelling. And I think that's what has brought a lot of people to Halo, and the multiplayer is what kept people involved in Halo over a period of time. I first played Halo because I thought shooting aliens in space was really cool, and I fell in love with the story. And then I ultimately stayed because the multiplayer was awesome. And I think that's the formula Halo needs to get back to success. The campaign of Infinite, while you're playing detective in a Far Cry Halo-style world, it was something brand new that the world has seen before? No, it wasn't. Those sorts of games already exist. But was it a good campaign? Yes, I think it was. Was the multiplayer of Halo Infinite good? No, absolutely not. It was horrible. So I hope that we can see Halo really return back to its roots. How long are we going to wait, though? Am I going to be 40, 50, years old by the time Halo gets back to where it needs to be? Or is it going to be something like, I don't know, The Simpsons, where it was bad longer than it had been good? I really don't know. Well, only time is going to tell. I do feel bad for all of those whose jobs were affected at 343, and I hope they can continue to find work very quickly. And I also remain hopeful that 343 will return back to making Halo great and listening to fans for once. It just seems like for their entire history, they do the opposite of what fans want, and it's frustrating. And I think that's why you're seeing a lot of content creators, such as myself, growing our content beyond just Halo, going into other games, other genres, and other areas of content that don't exclusively revolve around Halo, because I do think that's what's best for content creators as well as for Halo itself. All right, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Do you think Halo's done for? Do you think Halo should go away and come back? Should other studios take a swing at a Halo game? Or do you think Halo is just ruined for forever? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Well, after listening to this depressing video, you should check out more of TeamRespawn. because we're a couple of idiots that are still playing Halo Wars 2 in 2023, but also trying to expand our audience in other games like Age of Empires. We're really excited about Age of Empires and its potential this year. So if you're interested in that, please check out the channel. All right, that's going to do it for me. Thank you all so much for watching, everybody. And I'll see you, James.